Hey YouTube, today we're going to be looking at a couple Sig Sauer pistols, and what we're going to do today is we're going to compare a little old school design to a little newer design on the Sig Sauer pistols. And both of these are kind of carry sizes, and they're both chambered in the Lord's caliber 45 ACP. Because why would you have a 9mm when you could have one of these two 45 ACP pistols? So before we go any further, I'm going to let you know that neither one of these Sig Sauer pistols have anything in them, and we are clear to make this video. So we're going to start off with this older pistol right here, and well, I say older, I'm going to say an older design. This is a Sig Sauer P220 Elite, and this is chambered in the Lord's caliber 45 ACP. Now this one here is kind of a cool one because this is a stainless steel one. And why is that significant, folks? Well, the majority of the P220s were released had an alloy frame on them with a steel slide. And this one here, being full stainless, it's got a stainless steel frame and a stainless steel slide. So you notice it right away when you pick it up. This thing's got a little bit of heft to it. It's a little bit heavier than an ordinary P220. Now, the P220 came out in 1975. It was introduced by Sig Sauer, and it was a double action, single action pistol. And that's kind of what Sig Sauer's built their stable on, is these double action, single action pistols. And I know they've deviated away from that over the years. They've had a whole bunch of different designs and everything, but what they were really known for were these double action, single action pistols. So what it is when you load this magazine in here, you would take a loaded magazine, you would stick it in the bottom here, and you would rack the slide, you would chamber a round. Well, this thing does not have any external safeties anywhere on it. If you notice, it doesn't have like a grip safety like a 1911. It doesn't have a thumb safety up here. So when you cock this back, this hammer, it's a hammer fire gun, this hammer is back. And you cannot carry it like that without a safety on them, because this thing could go off at any time. So what it does have, it has this little extra lever right here. And when you pull this thing down, it decocks it. And it rests the hammer back into the regular position. It does not touch the firing pin, and that's how you would carry this thing in your holster like this, down in the rested position. And then when you draw this gun out, your first shot is going to be double action on it, so it's going to be a little bit heavier than your conventional one. And then from there on out, it's going to be single action. Every time it fires, it racks the slide, single action. So the single action pull on this thing's probably, in the 3.5 pound range, and the double action pull is, I don't know, probably in the 8-9 pound range. But very smooth trigger pull, and this one has what they call the short reset trigger. So that's all the take up there is, and goes off. Very awesome gun. These things are actually a little bit harder to find than the carry version. You can get the full size ones, you can find those, but these carry ones and the stainless steel Elite, these are a little bit harder to find, so they can be a little bit pricey. So some of the features of this gun, the more modern ones here, it's got the texturing on the front, it's got the texturing on the front of the trigger guard. It has a Picatinny rail on the bottom for attaching all the tactical stuff on it. All your lights and lasers and grenade launchers and whatever else people come up with, all the Gucci cockers come up with to attached to their handgun. It's got Sig night sights on it, and just really, really awesome. So the capacity on this thing is going to be a single stack magazine. It's going to be 8 rounds in the magazine and 1 in the chamber, which makes it a total of 9 rounds of the Lord's caliber 45 ACP. So very cool gun. This is an old school proven design, hammer fire. It has a hammer on the back. It can be fired in single action or double action. Very neat design. I think Sig Sauer, I don't know if they invented the double action, single action, but they sure perfected it, in my opinion. Very well quality made handgun. So what we're going to do is we're going to fast forward from the 1975 design all the way up to 2014. And Sig Sauer's decided to get into the striker fired game, and they came out with this. This is a polymer frame striker fired pistol, and this is the Sig Sauer P320. Instead of the 220, this is the 320. And this one here, guess what, folks, happens to be chambered in 45 ACP. Because, like I've said many times, why would you get a 9mm if the option's there to get a 45? So, in 2014, Sig decided to get into the striker fire game with the polymer frames, just like everybody else is doing. And they came out with this beast here, and it seemed to be a pretty good success. So in 2015, they introduced it, this one, exact one right here, and it was chambered in 45. They did that at SHOT Show, and this is a double stack magazine. But this one holds 9 rounds in the magazine and 1 in the chamber. So essentially, if you were to carry this thing around, this is 10 rounds of 45 ACP. And I believe they do make 10-round magazines that go in this. It protrude down a little bit, but the regular magazine flush fit is a 9-round capacity. So a total of 10 rounds. So what makes this thing cool is this is a true modular pistol. So when you take the slide off of this thing, the way you would do this is you lock the slide back, pull this takedown lever down, and you slide the slide off of it. It looks like any other striker fired pistol that you see in today's times, any of these new modern pistols. This is where it starts to get a little bit different, folks. So this is the polymer frame, just like many of the other ones that come out. But on the inside here, this whole fire control group can just lift out. It lifts out of this gun, and if you'll notice here, the serial number is not written on the frame. It's written on this fire control group. And you lift this out, and you can put it in any size of these grip modules that you want. You can buy these on Amazon. You can order them anywhere, have them sit straight to your house. It's not a big deal. You can buy the slides anywhere, have them sit to your house. The only thing that you'd have to do a background check for is this fire control group. So you can buy as many as these grip modules and slides that you want, and you can just switch this fire control group from frame to frame to frame and have that many different pistols with just one of the serial numbers right here. So they presented this to the military in like 2017. This was part of the modular pistol program, and I suspect that's why Sig Sauer came out with this pistol. And this one ultimately won over. It beat out the almighty Glock and everything, and became the sidearm of our U.S. Army. Only in 9mm, because, you know, the government doesn't always make good decisions. But anyway, so this is a striker fired gun, and this one has a pretty good trigger on it. And I'm going to show you the release. This one is going to this is not going to be a double action, single action. This is always going to work in single action. So that's the trigger and the reset on it, and it has no hammer on it because it is a striker fired gun. This one comes with night sights on it. It comes with front serrations on it, and the slide operation on this thing is absolutely to die for. It's really, really, really smooth. Feels like it's working on ball bearings. So I carry this gun around sometimes when I ride on my motorcycle. I carry it in a shoulder holster because it is a light, very light option, a little bit bigger, a little bit more comfortable in your hand, and it is chambered in 45 ACP. And that's what I choose to carry because it seems to be the best altogether. So if you look at these side by side, very similar in size. I'm going to show you the slide side by side here. They're exactly the same length, so the barrel length is going to be the same length. Now, if you look at them here from the back side, the 320 is a double stack gun versus a single stack gun, so the 320 is going to be a little bit thicker in size. Let's look at the profiles of them. They're very similar. They operate very similar. It's just the hammer-fired gun's going to have the decocker on the side. It's going to have the hammer sticking out. But other than that, they look like they're about the same size. Now, where the big difference is the weight. This thing's significantly lighter because of this polymer frame. And if you got a 220, a conventional 220 that wasn't the stainless model, you'd be getting an alloy aluminum frame, so it would lighten this thing up, but it still wouldn't be quite as light as the 320. This one is significantly heavier, folks. It's a lot heavier. So if you were going to pick one to carry, the size and everything, the advantage would go to the 220 because of the thickness of it. But there is a definite weight difference, and I think I would choose this one every day, all day, every day, and twice on Sunday to carry because of the weight difference. But a couple of smaller, compact carry size 45s made by Sig Sauer. This design's been around since 1975. This design's been around since 2014. This is the new age, new movement Sig that's moved into these new polymer frame striker fires. This is the old school Sig with the double single action hammer fire guns made with an all steel frame. So anyway, folks, you let me know which one you prefer. What do you think of this comparison? It's kind of neat to watch how Sig Sauer has evolved with times and developed these new striker fire guns. And you know, they've gone crazy with them, just like all the other manufacturers has. They have little micro 9s now, and just different kind of designs. With this 320, there's just crazy the different amounts of models they have with them now, and I have a few of them myself because I think they're great guns. This is just the bare bones one that I wanted to show you, and this is a bare bones P220. So I thought it was a great comparison. They're about the same size, they're the same caliber, and the designs are from different time eras. So anyway, folks, you have any questions on either one of these two? I think I have separate videos on each one of these, and I will be happy to answer any questions you have. And thank you very much for watching my video today. You folks have a great day.